Well, YouTube, out of all the movies that were coming out this summer of 2012, this is the one that I was most excited about, the one I really wanted to see, and it is out, and I liked it. I am, of course, talking about Ridley Scott's kind of prequel to Alien, Prometheus. Now, of course, this film, and this seems to be the new Hollywood standard, was released overseas, so there's already been a lot of reviews, and a lot of the reviews have been negative. And I think this is, again, a classic example of people kind of having overly high expectations, expecting too much from the film. It seems as if people really were expecting Ridley Scott to have answered all of the questions in the universe in this movie. I wasn't expecting that. I knew better. I'm fairly good at not getting myself hyped up, especially after the disappointment that was Conan. Though, unlike Conan, where I will concede that it was a bad movie, this is a good movie. Go see it, have reasonable expectations. Don't expect this film to be the greatest thing ever, to be this masterwork of unattainable masterwork is a word I would use for what most people are trying to want from this film. I guess is the best way to put it. Here's the thing. There are plot holes in this film. Of course there are plot holes. There are plot holes in real life. The original Alien had some major plot holes in it. If you really want to take a scalpel to it, you can take a scalpel to any story and you will find plot holes. For people complaining that there's plot holes, it is a movie. Have a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Sometimes strange coincidences happen. Sometimes people do really stupid stuff. And of course, okay, I will have to grant it, there is some stupidity on the part of the scientists who very willingly take their helmets off inside the engineer facility. By the way, now the space jockeys are now engineers, apparently. So that's one change. But yeah, they take their helmets off, and the one biologist decides to. He's a biologist, and when he comes across what I can only describe as a penis snake. Yeah. Anyone who's seen this movie knows what I'm talking about. There is a penis snake in this movie, and it throat fucks a guy. But anyway, he sees this penis snake crawling around, and his reaction is I'm gonna go up and poke it, even when it does its little cobra move where it flips out its outer wings or whatever the hell they are. You've seen it in the trailer. He's still it's like they hired Steve Irwin. Look, it's a penis snake. I'm gonna go up and poke it. It's what they should have. There is some stupidity, but you had to allow that in some movies. And this is one of them. They did stupid stuff in the first Alien. So to complain about this is just childish. I mean, come on. There's plot holes in Alien, for crying out loud. Or Aliens as well. It's still one of the seminal science fiction films of all time. No reason to treat this any different, because there's still a lot of interesting stuff here. It doesn't answer every question it raises, no, but that's kind of the point. I mean, really, when you look at the point of the movie, or kind of the underlying message, it is saying sometimes you're not going to get answers. Sometimes you're going to have to rely on faith. And I think a lot of people didn't pick up on that there is a string of discussion on the nature of faith in this movie. That is the underlying theme. And it seems thus far a lot of people, and a lot of people I normally are very good at picking up these themes, didn't seem to realize that. What? They didn't explain what the space jockeys were doing. They didn't explain what happened with this. That's the point. The point of the film is to test our faith. How do you test your faith? And it goes back to what, of course, the characters, or what Shaw's father says, it's what you choose to believe in. I choose to believe this. So of course it's not going to answer and tell you what to do, because the underlying theme of the film is you choose what you want to believe. So of course it's going to leave a somewhat open ending. You choose to go find your answers, but you're the one doing it. This is why, in some ways, other than the fact that it's kind of tradition for a horror movie to have just the female survive, that slight spoilers. Well, actually, no. I shall not spoil the ending then, because you know what? I'll get to that at the end of this video, because I'm going to keep this kind of short, and you'll know why. Other than that, the performances, Naomi Rapace, great in this movie. I don't know why they made her do the British accent. They could have left her. Come on, you could have just had her had her normal Swedish accent. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Her Swedish accent's not that bad. Yeah, tune it down a little bit, but you don't have to give her a British accent. Anyway, her performance is very great. You could tell, bring a lot of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo with her from that one. She gets messed up big time in this movie. Ooh. I'll tell you this, there is a scene with a cesarean section. Now, there was some CG gore on that one that kind of ruined it. If they had really spent some time to make it a physical body that they kind of cut open and all that, that would have made the scene probably one of the freakiest scenes of all time. But it's still pretty damn... Ooh! Yeah. Other than that, you can tell after that scene, she does a really good job of kind of constantly kind of showing how much she's in pain from after that, and this having her stomach stapled back together by a robot. Michael Fassbender, really, really great performance from him. It knows to spend time on him. You're kind of left also with a lot of questions on his character. What is he doing? He's a robot. Is some of the stuff he's doing, is it not on orders? Is he kind of slowly rebelling and making plans of his own? You could tell he gets frustrated a lot of times when people go, well, you're just a robot. He does this very subtle performance where you can tell the robot is somewhat offended by that. And he fucks people back over. I love how they did Charlize Theron and her character. She did, again, really great performance. She can really pull off the two personalities in the same performance, where she's trying to put this very cold, almost robotic performance. And you're really kind of meant for a large part of the film to wonder what the hell is going on with her. And one of the characters even goes up and asks, are you a robot? And it's a great performance because you're left guessing. I don't know why they had to do Guy Pearce in the old guy makeup. I won't spoil what they mean. Well, the Guy Pearce is in here. He's playing Wayland, and you see him earlier on in the film, so this isn't really detailing too much from the plot. But he's an old guy makeup. Guy Pearce is a great actor, but you could have just got an older actor to do it. Bug Sean Connery to come out. It wouldn't have made too much of a difference. You bring him out just so you could do that early, that kind of trailer scene you kind of leaked where it gives the speech. I don't know. Still, he did an alright performance for what he was supposed to do. It's hard, though. You can kind of tell he was having a hard time acting through the heavy makeup. He was enjoyable. So you have. And of course, Idris Elba. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Surprisingly good performance from him, considering he has kind of a smaller background role. But in the few scenes he puts a lot of character into that performance. Makes it very enjoyable, and he gets to implied bang Charlize Theron. So, hey. Fun for everybody. Like I said, I enjoyed it. If you're a gore hound, there is plenty of nasty little gore in this movie. Although it is a lot of CGI if you're really picky. Although it's pretty good CGI, I must admit. How does it fit in with the overall Alien canon? It fits in actually surprisingly well. A lot of people were saying this is, they were going way off chart, and it was really going to mess with, especially the AVP stuff. I didn't really see how. I'm pretty sure Scott threw the AVP canon out and didn't really care at all. But I really don't see how it messes with it. The only thing it really messes with the AVP canon AVP canon is that it is Weyland himself, because we already have a Peter Weyland from Aliens vs. Predator. But I guess you could. This is how the fans, I guarantee, are gonna combine these two and make the overall canon all work. Is that either that was Wayland's father who established that company, or that happened to be somebody else with the same name, and Wayland started off in England, and of course after the death of AVP Wayland, either his company just collapsed and everyone forgot about it, or as the Wayland from this movie rose up in power, he eventually just bought the name rights and all that stuff. I guarantee you that's how people are going to spin it. As for whether this is actually in the Alien universe, that is conclusively a yes from this film. I won't, again, in this review, I'm not going to go too much into that. Why? Because this is a general review. I'm keeping this short at about 10 minutes, and if you think this is short, for my stuff it is short, because I'm going to have a longer discussion up tomorrow. Well, technically later on today. Recording this at like 3 in the morning. This is how I think I'm going to try to do the movies. Now, we have a quick general, my opinion on the film. This is a great film. Go see it. It's enjoyable. Oh yeah, there was one other thing that people did complain about the film was, I know Matthew Buck complained about this, in that the original Alien was scary because it had tight, confined corners and you're very claustrophobic. Yes, this film though, I get what Ridley Scott was doing. He was trying to bring kind of a Lovecraftian horror theme in that by putting on a bigger scale, you making the human characters smaller. He was kind of bringing the fear comes, or the horror comes from us realizing we're just little shits. Nobody, we don't matter because we're just this tiny thing in this bigger universe. So that's where this story is extremely Lovecraft. But like I said, this is the review. I think you now have gotten my general impression. Go see the film. I highly recommend it from me. I really like this film. This is one I will fight other people on if they start saying it's bad. A lot of people had overly inflated expectations. Now, I'm going to be posting later, or probably by the time most people read this, there's going to be a longer Prometheus discussion. Check it out. If it's not on the sidebar there, click on my channel and it should be up. If not, you might be one of the first people to be watching this review, and therefore I haven't put up the longer discussion because I'm going to go to sleep, I got to go to work in the morning, and when I get back from work, that's when I'll do the discussion. So stay tuned for that, because that one will be spoilerific, and I'll get into a little bit more of the details of the film. See you there. And of course, as always, please subscribe.